Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined today with the giant head of Lori Vallow. That must mean we're going to be talking about Lori Vallow. Taking a look at Lori Vallow. Well, what's the news update on Lori? Well, we know it's not her crazy attorney, Mr. Means. He's been removed from the case. But the other day, the state hospital where Lori Vallow has been residing for the last couple of months did finish up a new status report on Lori's restorative care. Now, they gave that report, the two doctors who actually did the report took that to the state court, and it was then, chain of command wise, that was then put processed, and then it went directly in front of a judge immediately. There is no copy out there for anyone to read. There's no secret operative out there who's going to be able to make YouTube videos based on that information. It has been sealed, and every one of them has been sealed to this point. And that's the funny part about those channels out there that you may have watched who say that they have them. Get them to put it into the comment section in a PDF, any of them, because they're all lies. They don't have them. They've been sealed, and underneath state law in the state of Idaho, they will all be sealed. The only way we're going to find out what the actual status is on Lori Vallow is if she leaves. We see a transport, log from her leaving the state hospital going back to the court. Or to, well, where the court is, but to the county jail. We'll know that she's been restored then. Otherwise, we're all in limbo. We're all just going to have to guess on where Lori's status is on her restorative care. And likewise, at the same time, we're all going to have to, guess on, is Lori Vallow actually really temporarily insane or unable to aid in her own defense? Because from everything that I've read about Lori Vallow to this point in this entire case, Lori Vallow, to me, and everything that I've read and learned about her, is a master manipulator, a narcissist, and she has used people from the very early ages, of her life. I think the first real example was at the age of 10. But going forward from there, she has used people and manipulated them to get exactly what she has wanted her entire life. She got married to Joseph Ryan. She manipulated him, and to the point where she spent him almost into the grave, and she damn near bankrupted him. And then when she couldn't get what she wanted, she started shopping around for the next husband. And unfortunately, it was Charles Vallow. And Charles came into her life, and then she did the same thing to him. And look at how many times he tried to get her help, and she was able to talk her way out of it, convince psychiatrists, police departments, and therapists that she wasn't insane, that there's nothing wrong with her. And then she has her children killed by her own brother. Now, you have to have a couple screws loose to do that. And do I believe that she didn't know about that? I definitely think she did, because again, what a lot of people keep on forgetting is her and Chad had a day drawn in where they said the world was going to end, and everybody who was on this side of the veil needed to move to the other side of the veil before that day. That her and Chad needed to join everybody else on the other side of the veil as well. It was an end of times prophecy. And where have we heard all this before? Well, if you've ever read anything about the occult or cults, if you've ever read anything about them, they all start the same way, pretty much. There's always a charismatic leader. There's always someone who believes that they've received a calling from a higher power. And Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell both believed that they had been touched by an angel. It don't matter what the angel's name is, because they've made it up, and that they were here to lead the 144,000 to the other side. And it bizarre, but people believed it. And the more that they talked about it, the more people would show up at their homes for, these individual prayer sessions, and the more people would buy books from Chad. The signs are all there that where this was all going. It they kept on talking about it. People kept on listening. The more they talked about it, the more people were convinced. People and humans, and as in general, we want to follow someone who has the answers of the human species. Go back to Cro-Magnon, man, Neanderthals. Well, you don't put your hand in the fire because the fire will burn you. And you didn't do that because, Frank over there stuck his hand in the fire and grabbed the log that was on fire. So now fire bad, because Frank say fire bad. So you don't grab that log. And that's how people have always, learned, throughout history, is the oral history, and then the written history, and everything else is, followed along. But we've always looked out for those people who had knowledge, that we sought. And people are always, in the human species, will always be looking for that enlightenment. The next person who's going to tell us, if what's really happening in this world, what's really going to happen in this life. How will the end of times be for us in our own individual lives, and then afterwards? Lori Vallow, is she insane? I don't think so. I don't think she ever has been insane. I think that she has definitely manipulated everyone to this point. And then now she realizes, from the minor league system all the way to the majors. She has no idea what to do now. She tried, everything else. Well, if they want to give me medication, I just won't take it. If they want to give me this, I won't talk about it. I'll cause as much commotion as I can. I'll get the court involved from my side, over some phone conversation that had nothing to do with really anything at all. I'll make people remember me. I'll make people look at me. It's kind of like when she was in jail and she was up for her bond hearing, her bail reduction hearing bond. And she told, the guards and other fellow inmates there, along with her attorney, we'll see if all this is worth $1 million, because she thinks of herself that highly. But is she insane? You got to have a couple screws loose to do some of the things that she's done. But I don't think that qualifies for mental insanity that's going to keep her in an institution for the rest of her life and unable to answer to the charges. But the court system there in Idaho, I've never seen anything work like this at all. Good old Lori. Is she insane? That's the $1 million question. Thank you again for joining me today. I hope you had a wonderful week and weekend this past week. And I hope that you'll watch more of my content on this channel. Check out the new comedy skits that I've been doing, the dark comedy, but it's interesting. But check out the rest of the playlist. I'll put a tag it here at the top, for you to click on to watch more of the videos on the Doomsday Couple. I mean, there's got to be at least 3 dozen or more videos there on the case so far. But you stay safe out there. And thank you again.